now in near mint condition, it's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Hello and welcome to X-Play. We're nerds.
And today, like any RPG nerds worth their weight in Magic, we're thrilled to bring you a first look at one of the most anticipated next-generation role-playing games of E3, Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion.
If you played Morrowind, or if you're looking forward to the Xbox 360, this game is a huge deal, because it's probably going to be the first next-gen RPG we'll see when the 360 launches.
Plus, much later, Marvel Comics fans can get all geeked out, because the Hulk is getting the free-form Grand Theft Auto treatment when Hulk Ultimate Destruction lets you smash an entire city.
Plus, we have a 2-pack for old-school side-scrolling fans.
A new, unappetizing edition of Weird Games.
And because some of you love it dearly, and I do not understand why, but you do, we review Digimon World 4.
But we start with next-gen goodness.
We first saw Elder Scrolls IV at E3, and so far it looks like it gives players a very pretty, open-ended, free-form RPG.
We're talking about an expansive world and an impressive number of options for character development and customization.
Although hopefully it'll be like the earlier Elder Scrolls games, Morrowind and all the others, where you can just sneak around and steal people's stuff and then sell it back to them because that's the easiest way to get more money. It's like people who sell car radios on eBay.
Here's our first look at Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion for the Xbox 360. SNK, we know there are a lot of people who like old school side-scrollers. Hey, we liked them back when they were in the arcade.
But at this point, it's just getting old. If I wanted to be reminded of the mid-90s, I'd play a Pearl Jam CD while pretending the economy was still good, and getting paid for my .com work and stock options was a smart business move.
Oh, stock options. They were a lot more fun in the Clinton era.
Hey, you know what isn't fun? Viewer mail. We get a ton of it. Well, most of it is hostile. We do tend to get the same questions over and over.
So today we're going to take a look at some of the most frequently asked questions we get at X-Play by answering one common viewer mail before each commercial break.
And our first viewer email is from Matt, who has a totally valid question. Really, he does. He writes, "It has been 3 months since the PSP has had its debut in the States, and yet there hasn't been one review or preview for a PSP game. I was just wondering, when were you going to review one?"
Oh, Matt, we understand your confusion.
Fine.
Yes, here's the deal.
Okay, the PSP, it's really hard to get game capture footage from. There's no video output, which means capturing gameplay without a developer's kit, well, it's pretty much impossible.
And dev kits cost insane amounts of money, and we work on cable. However, we have devious ways of getting our hands on one, and we promise we will be bringing you PSP reviews in the very near future.
Like, in a few days, because we know everyone is dying to find out if Metal Gear Acid on the PSP makes a good card battle game.
Yeah, Konami made Metal Gear into a card battle game, people. Does that bother anyone else?
Me.
Sessler, E. Morgan Webb.
We are truly an international experience.
Hola! Welcome back to X-Play, the show that rummages through the bargain bin to bring you really strange games.
Over the years, we've looked at some really weird games. For example, Mr. Mosquito, the blood-sucking sim.
Guitar Man, the game about a kid who inherits an intergalactic space guitar.
And No One Can Stop Mr. Domino, the game that proved, contrary to the title, that Mr. Domino was surprisingly stoppable.
But nothing prepared us for a game that takes your adrenaline levels and shoots them off the scales.
Yes, if you want pulse-pounding excitement, then you want to play a fast food-making sim.
Yeah! It doesn't get weirder than this. Here's another weird game presented by EB Games.
Sim isn't a huge draw when many members of the gaming community live it as a daily reality.
But leave it to the Japanese to make a sim out of something incredibly boring. Hopefully the Foot Locker shoe sizing sim and the Hot Topic Fake Ramones t-shirt selling sim are on the way too.
But before we send you off to break, we have another frequently asked viewer mail question from Bob. He writes, "Yeah, I was wondering why you haven't reviewed Fire Emblem Sacred Stones for the GBA yet. It's a great game and you could review it instead of wasting our time."
Okay, Bob, whose time I love to waste, we get a ton of emails like this one. Why haven't you reviewed this? Why haven't you reviewed that? For the record, we already reviewed Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. We gave it a 4 out of 5.
But here's the deal. We really will review just about every game that comes out. Sometimes it takes us a while because we want to take our time reviewing a 40-hour RPG. But you guys totally don't have to email us over and over again saying, "When are you going to review Kingdom Hearts 2? When are you going to review Kingdom Hearts 2?
It's not like we aren't going to review it as soon as humanly possible. It's not like we sit around going, yeah, let's just ignore Kingdom Hearts 2.
We sit around going, let's ignore the new Digimon game, but then we always wind up reviewing it anyway, which is why it's after the break.
for me to introduce Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Very true. Welcome back to X-Play.
Look, we don't like this any more than some of you do, but there's no point on dragging this out any longer. Here's our review of Digimon World 4.
And that's all we're gonna say about that.
However, we do have one more viewer mail from Noah in California. He writes, I've never played an MMORPG before. Out of World of Warcraft and Guild Wars, which would you recommend for a beginner?
World of Warcraft is a better game. Guild Wars is free. You don't have to pay a monthly fee once you buy the game.
World of Warcraft will, however, steal your life.
So if you're just getting started, Guild Wars. But if you like it, go out and buy World of Warcraft Stat.